Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. Just a quick update. Jose Mourinho linked to PSG. This is big, this is massive. Could it happen? Well, apparently it could. PSG obviously desperate to get rid of Pochettino. They wanted Zidane, who's believed to be taking Deschamps' job from France post-Christmas, post-World Cup, which leads them into a scenario who they go for as PSG manager. And I think Jose Mourinho obviously becomes very interesting. I mean, look, we've had Mourinho at Manchester United, Chelsea fans. He's been at Spurs. He's at Roma. He's won a trophy. I like Mourinho. I don't want him at Man United. I think at Man United it was never a good fit. But he is a fantastic box office manager. His style of football may not be great. But do I want to see Mourinho at PSG? Of course I do. Of course I do. I think it's just, you only get one life, and Mourinho is box office. PSG have got a lot of money. It'd be very interesting to see if Mourinho could win the Champions League for PSG for the first time, which they're desperate to do. I must just quantify that by saying that I wouldn't want PSG to win the Champions League. I think it's so funny that PSG and Man City don't win it despite having all that money. But I do think PSG and Mourinho, it's probably the right time. Roma is not a glamorous club as an Inter Milan or a Manchester United or a Chelsea or a Real Madrid for Mourinho, and I suppose at Roma he probably thought he was coming towards the end of his career. It would be typical of Mourinho and the status that he retains in the game that he can still attract a big job like that. And he's never going to get the Real Madrid job, he's never going to get the Barcelona job, he's never going to get the Chelsea job, the Liverpool job, the Man City job, the Bayern Munich job, you know what I mean. But PSG is the sort of story that whether it happens or not, you actually could see that happening. PSG want to win. They can give Mourinho the money to win. Does he fit in with the style of football they would want to play? I don't think so. Mbappe's meant to be the new CEO. Does he play the style of football that suits Mbappe? I don't think so. But with money and power and a league that he would win in second gear and total focus on the Champions League, I suppose it goes back to what Mourinho was always about before Manchester United. Whether it's Porto, Chelsea twice, Real Madrid, Inter, he goes to those clubs and he's won. How many Champions Leagues has he won in his life? 2. I think he won one with Porto and one for Inter. I don't think he won one with Real Madrid or Chelsea. So he has won 2, but what he always does is win the league title in his first 2 years until he came to United. Well, PSG are not interested in winning a league title. They're interested in winning the Champions League. So I think it's quite a big story that they're linked to Mourinho. But on the other hand, I think it's coming in from numerous sources now, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I'd be interested to see what people think in the chat. I don't think it's as out there and sensational as some people think. I think it actually is quite logical as much as it is surprising that Mourinho with money is a dangerous thing, and I think Mourinho with a team that doesn't need to work hard to win the league title, where he can focus on the Champions League. I don't think there'd be any guarantee, but I do think it would be quite interesting. I mean, PSG is a cheat code job. I think it is. It amazes me that nobody's actually won the Champions League, but then again, maybe their domestic league is so easy. They don't have that competitive edge that a Liverpool or a Real Madrid or somebody else does have when it comes to March and April of the knockout stages. I've always said that that's a disadvantage for Bayern Munich, who have won the Champions League, to be fair. But Bayern Munich and PSG, they compete in domestic leagues that are basically normally over by March and April, whereas your Liverpools and your Real Madrids, they tend to still be in a competitive title race. And therefore, look, I remember United and Sir Alex saying this, when we won the treble, you just get into this groove of every game's a cup final. And I think some people see it as an advantage, but I think when you are a PSG and you've won your domestic league, you're playing at the weekends, you drop to second gear, and then you've got to get up to fifth gear for the tough Champions League games. Mourinho may be the sort of mentality manager that they need. So I'm really interested by this. I wouldn't be opposed to Mourinho going to PSG, and I think that I don't think it's as out there. Do I think he'd be successful? Well, yes and no. I think in the league he could just let them play vintage PSG, batter people, attacking football, and then in the Champions League he just turns them into this team that really just to be honest, what Mourinho would probably say to those players is, look, I know you all want to play this certain brand of football, but I am Jose Mourinho, and do you want to lift the trophy at the end, or do you want to win 4-0 all the way up into the quarterfinals and get knocked out? And it would be, I suppose, thinking it through, because it is breaking news, it would be really interesting to see what he would do with Mbappe and Neymar and Messi, because I don't think a front three like that suits Jose Mourinho. But the link is there. Is it just paper story? Are they just considering him? Are they using Mourinho to get the manager that they want? Sometimes when you want a manager, you put a story out about another manager to make the manager you want go, yes, I'll take the job. So it will be very interesting, and I think it would be, as I said, I think when Ronaldo came back to Manchester United, it's very different, but I wouldn't have said no to Ronaldo coming back this year, let alone last year, because it's just like, well, you only live once. It's not like, oh, I'll try that in another life. You only live once, and Mourinho at PSG would be a very interesting thing for the football fan to observe and see how he did. And as I said, PSG are obsessed with winning a Champions League. Do I think Mourinho would win him a Champions League? I suppose that's the big question. I think it'd be very interesting. Very interesting. I don't think it's... But then again, I think if they got Zidane, I don't think I'd be any more sure they were going to win a Champions League. I suppose that's the way to look at it. My query about PSG winning a Champions League is more about, can they win one? Not about who the manager is. I mean, I don't think Ancelotti would win them one. I don't think Pep would win them one. I don't think Klopp would win them one. Guaranteed. So, therefore, I don't think it's as out there to go for Jose Mourinho at all. But some people probably think it will do. Also, you've got to factor into the equation of Mourinho's loyalty to Roma. I mean, Mourinho isn't particularly a loyal manager. Some people might not like that, but he loved it at Inter Milan, and he went to go to Real Madrid because it was a big opportunity. He's done that before in his career. So I don't think there would be a loyalty to Roma if PSG came knocking, because it's, as I said, for Mourinho as well, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, isn't it? He's coming towards the end of his career. I don't know how old Mourinho is. I don't think he's 60 yet. So he's got years left in him. And the way that Mourinho manages a club, you could see Mourinho still managing at 70. So he might look at this and go, when am I ever going to get the chance to manage a PSG again? So I think that would be rather interesting as well. We'll just have to wait and see, but it's an interesting story, and I thought I'd just do a video on it just to see what everybody else thinks about it. So get your comments in below. Mourinho to PSG. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it would work? And ultimately, I've said ultimately again, do you think Mourinho could win a Champions League? I personally don't have a lot of love for PSG because of how they're operated, but I'd probably take a lot more interest in PSG. And that's one thing as well. Box office. Ronaldo, box office. Messi, box office. In the managerial world, he might not be the manager he was, but Mourinho is box office, and if PSG want more eyes on them, Mourinho is probably the way to go. Pochettino is a coach, Mourinho's a coach, and he's an A-lister as well. So let's see what happens. Make sure you smash a like on the video, get your comments in below, and let me know what you think.